to the best morning show on the globe. It's Bradley and Emery in the morning, y'all. LeBron or Jordan, either one when I'm performing. Crossover, buzzer beater and I'm scoring. Bradham and Emery in the morning. Every play they on it. Every day I'm balling. Who's the coach? Who's the GOAT? Like Brady and Belichick, best show on the globe. And they embellish it. Y'all paying Ziffy, I'm Ken Griffey or maybe Mahomes. I stay in the zone, whether man to man or play in the zone. They can't stop me. Mayweather boxing, Curry with the shot, man. We just the best to be. Can we have our SP, please? This was meant to be. Every morning with Bradham and Emery.
Yes, sir. You know the vibes. Bradman in the morning. Marques, Brad, Justin, Emery.
Yo, this show is sponsored by Cottonmouth because I forgot to grab a bottle of water before the show. I know.
It's a rookie move.
It is.
Always have the bevs on handy.
Well, I have one. It just so happens that I drank it during pre-show.
Oh, no.
So I will be making a hasty move during the commercial break to the fridge.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's my own fault.
Today is a very special day.
Mm-hmm.
Today is the 4-year anniversary of one of the happiest days of many people in the Delaware Valley and maybe even around the country. Super Bowl 52.
Yeah, man.
Eagles defeat the New England Patriots.
Yup.
4 years ago today. So I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
I want you to take me through that day.
All right. So a friend of mine, he lives right by the stadiums. He lives right at 13th and Oregon, right by the Oregon train station. The Oregon Ave train station. He lives right by there. So I knew that he was throwing a huge Super Bowl party. He's a huge Eagles fan. He's throwing a huge Super Bowl party. It was actually his first Super Bowl that he was living at that house. He had just bought the house. So he was throwing a big, huge party for the Super Bowl. I was like, I got to be there in case they win. So what I did is I watched the first half with my family.
Mm-hmm.
I was living at the time in Willow Grove. So I came to see my mom and everybody, brother, all that, at the house. They were throwing a big, huge party. Watched the first half there.
Okay.
So we left at halftime to go to my buddy's place. Got there shortly into the third quarter because I had to make the Uber drive from Abington to South Philly. So even with an extended Super Bowl, that's taken some time. They had the roads, Marcus. The roads were already starting to be prepped for a potential storming of the streets.
Yeah.
We had to take the most roundabout way to get to South Philly. We're going lefts and rights and lefts and rights. We got off of 76 at like the art museum and had to take back roads back down because the city had the trash trucks blocking certain intersections so you couldn't go certain ways to get there.
Yeah.
So we get down there and we get I get into the party. Boom. Okay. Mobbed, packed house. There's people in there. So he was, we talked before about how we have like groups of friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's inner circle. He's tier 1.
Yeah.
P1 friend.
Gotcha.
So chances are a lot of people that I know, a lot of people he knows, a lot of his friends, a lot of my friends, but there's people at this party I've never seen before, Marcus. Lots of people at this party I've never seen before. People just showing up. So we're partying, we're raging. And actually, about a month before this was when I began with Wildfire. So the game happens, boom, the ending, we all see the ending. We're all in his basement. There's like 40 people crammed into this basement. We definitely would have been violating social distancing protocols these days, but obviously back then it didn't. So people are going crazy in this guy's house. We busted up his ceiling in his basement. He's got a low ceiling. The row homes in the city. He's got a low ceiling. So people are jumping up and down with their hands, and their hands are going through his ceiling. And I'm like, you know. So he's standing right next to me when this happened, like at the end of the game, like with the strip sack, all of that, the countdown. He's standing right next to me. I look over at him. He looks up at his ceiling and punches his fist through his ceiling. When he did that, I knew it was cool for it to go down.
Yeah.
You know how I am when I get destructive, and I've been drinking heavily and Eagle. So we start going bananas.
Yeah.
I have my megaphone. I've told you the story of the megaphones before. I had the megaphone. So I strapped it to my chest so I didn't have to carry it. And it has one of those things where I can talk into it like that. So I strapped that. I get I don't know, somebody just hands me a giant Eagles flag, like that you would have like out front of your house. I don't know. Somebody just hands me the pole. And it's like, you have the megaphone, like you should have the flag. So I'm like, all right. So I throw the flag over my shoulder. I'm talking into the megaphone, and we're just pacing up and down Broad and Oregon, just yelling nonsense. The BDN chants.
Yeah.
I actually was going through on my phone. I have several videos from that night that I don't feel like censoring, so I cannot play them on the show. I was going live on the Wildfire Twitter page, like back when it was Periscope to go live on Twitter.
Yeah.
I was on I'm yelling by the flagpoles. People are climbing the flagpoles. You hear me at the bottom chanting them up to get it was fantastic. It was a night to definitely behold. However, the ride home was a different story.
What happened on the ride home?
I paid $140 for an Uber ride from South Philly to Abington at 4:00 in the morning.
That's commitment.
The thing is, I was sitting there, and my whole thing is I had to leave for work at 7:30 in the morning. And
you at work the next day?
I did.
The
thing is, I was okay with working the next day because I was like, I get to talk about the Super Bowl. I get to talk about what I just did.
Yeah.
But the only thing is, you also know, I'm a man that likes to sleep.
Yeah.
So I had to be up at 7:30. I was like, all right, cool. If I leave by 1, we're good to go. The Uber couldn't get to me until 4:00.
Oh.
So it picks me up in South Philly. He drives 95 south past the airport to 476 and takes 476 all the way up to the Pennsylvania Turnpike.
Yeah.
Over to Willow Grove.
Yeah.
And I was just falling asleep in the back seat, being like, bro, why are you taking me this direction? Like, this is
route. That's a good route.
Why didn't we just take 76 to the Turnpike? Why didn't we just?
Well, it should have been 95. It should have been 76 to 476, 276.
Yeah, like we went past the airport.
What?
That's what I'm saying. We went 95 south to 476 past the airport.
Oh, yeah. He went. Okay.
So I'm like,
that was the move.
I was like, why are you taking me this way? So we get back to
I hate 76 East, but I love 76 West.
Yes, facts. Agreed.
West is great. East is terrible.
Yes, I agree. Except one time I was leaving Wildfire to it was actually following a Give and Go episode.
Mm-hmm.
I sat on traffic on 76 West for like an hour at like 1:00 in the morning. And I remember just fuming, like,
why is this happening?
Why is this happening? So we get back to, he drops me off. It's now like 5:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
This man has the audacity to be like, I had to drive you real far. It took a real long time. I missed other potential rides because of it. You should tip me to compensate for it.
What?
Yes. He basically, I had to drive you real far.
What else do you want from me?
I was like, bro, you just charged me $100 for an Uber ride. Like, that is your money.
Yeah. Facts.
So, great day. Glorious day. Oh, easily a top 3 day for me in sports history. Another one for me is the 08 World Series, which we'll do the anniversary of that on that. But those are 2 of the top 3 days. Maybe the other one for me is when 08, when 07? 08, when Penn State beat Ohio State at Ohio State, and as Ohio State was the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, glorious day.
Yeah, it was great for me. It was an awesome weekend. Like it started actually. If you remember Saturday, we did that live show
Oh, at the Green Turtle.
at Turtle, and that was a lot of fun.
I actually completely forgot about that until you just mentioned that.
Yeah,
I was the Blue Moon King that day. So
yeah,
Blue Moons were flowing that day.
we did. Yeah, we did the live show there, which was so much fun, and then it parlays into Sunday.
Yep.
And like I ended up, so I went to McGurk's. Amber and I decided to go to McGurk's to watch the game.
Which one?
Say again.
Which McGurk's?
The one in Horsham.
One horse. I like that place.
Yeah, I love that spot. I figured it'd be a nice atmosphere, and it was like
you got to get in the door.
Say again.
I'm surprised you guys were able to get into the door that day.
Yeah, we had a plan. We were like, let's get there like around 3.
Okay.
And just hang out.
Okay.
And we'll get there and we'll chill there, and then we'll get a spot. We got a spot actually right at the bar, right in front of the TV, like prime real estate.
No reservations? You didn't have any reservations, really?
No. We walked in and like we got a spot right at the bar. So it was cool because like in a situation like that, and it's the great thing about sports is that sports galvanizes. It brings people together, and you just start talking to strangers because you all are there for one common goal. Everyone is on the same page about what they want the outcome to be. And like that's kind of atmosphere we wanted to be in. So I kind of, as I'm sure, like it's not surprised, I kind of became the ringleader of all the cheering and everything. Like I started, like before the game started, I started the slow clap. I got everyone fired up, and it was just so cool watching that game in a sense that the Patriots didn't play poorly. The Eagles just played better than the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I think makes
Brady broke records.
Yeah, he threw for over 500 yards. I mean, they played really, really well. The Eagles just played better. And that, I think, makes you feel even better. I know you got a little tight when the Patriots take that lead. The Eagles go down, they drive, they score again, Zach Ertz touchdown. And I'll never forget that strip sack. Because, like, so it's 38-33, Patriots the ball back, and you're just like, this is way too much time for Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is and you're just like, this is going to be death by 1,000 paper cuts. We're going to watch them drive the length of the field. There's going to be no time left on the clock. The Eagles are going to lose a close game, and I'm going to be sad again. Strip sack happens. And I just remember looking at the TV and just saying, oh, my God, they're going to win the Super Bowl. And as I said that, tears just start streaming down my face. And the bartender looks at me with eye contact, and he just points to my tears. I don't know this man from all over the wall. He's just been serving me all night. He comes around the bar, and we just bear hug each other and embrace. Then, like, it was cool because, like, afterwards, you're just hugging complete strangers. Like you said, it probably wouldn't happen today because of COVID, but we're hugging complete strangers. I remember a lady that came up to me and said that she had recently lost her dad. And like how like she had her necklace on where I think some of the ashes in, and her Eagles neck. She's like, "This is for my dad," and like we both like, "This is for your dad." Like it was just all of these moments, and all these people were having these incredible experiences. It was so much fun. We actually poured out of the streets of Hatboro, just like, and it happened in 2008 when the Phillies.
I saw videos of Hatboro.
Hatboro was jumping again. Like I was cool. I ran into people I hadn't seen in years. It was hugging complete strangers, high-fiving people, jumping on cars. It was a party on York Road in Hatboro, which was not, and that's where we were living, literally 5 minutes from there. So it was perfect for us. So we were out there for a very long time. It was cool too, like for Amber, because like she's not like the biggest sports fan in the world, but like. She got into the atmosphere and got into it. Like it was just so much fun on so many levels to finally be vindicated. Like it was cool that it was the Patriots the Eagles beat because of what happened back in 2005. So it was nice to get the comeuppance with that. Then you have the fact that finally, after all of these years, we can say that we won too. There's no more about how many rings you got. No more of that conversation. No more of that talk. For us, this is finally for us. We did this. And also, go through the season, Carson Wentz is playing out of control, playing so well.
We had just had the draft here that year.
Yep. You're coasting. Then all of a sudden he gets hurt, and it's like, oh, here we go again. Then people forget the game against the regular season game against Dallas, where Nick Foles looked horrible, and I think it was the Raiders they played too, and you were just like, oh my gosh, there's no way. He didn't look great against Atlanta. You get out of there by the skin of your chin, and then you get to Minnesota, and he looks incredible. Then the Super Bowl, he looks incredible, and you're like, this is really gonna happen. This is really our day. It's really gonna happen.
And just piggyback 2 things off of what you said. I remember doing the 4th and John episode that week.
Yeah.
And I remember E-Rock, he would always have his legendary monologues to start the show. He comes in, he just starts crying on the show. He comes in, and the first thing he said is like, obviously, my parent, my parents, all that, me. He goes, but the biggest thing for me is that he goes, my kids don't have to grow up always hearing how many rings do you got.
Right.
And he if anybody can get a chance, go back and listen to his opening monologue from, I guess that would be February 6th.
Yeah. The confetti was green.
Yes, the confetti was. Oh, we've heard that many times from the confetti was green. And then just off of what you said about the woman that had the necklace with her ashes. My dad got a whole bunch of Super Bowl gear, drove to the cemetery, and took pictures of it with the gravestones for his parents.
That's awesome.
He hung I have pictures on my phone of him hanging Super Bowl gear over their tombstones.
And the thing is, real quick, that's what people don't get who root for teams from other cities, is this is a generational thing. It's passed down from generation to generation, and that's what makes this cool. Your father's father rooted for the Eagles. Your father rooted for the Eagles. It passed down to you. I'm the same thing. I'm hoping my son grows up to be an Eagles fan, all because of me. I hope one day he gets to have that moment with his kids, and that's the cool thing about it. But
I also have the right after we bring Devan on, because I'm sure he's going to want to see this too.
Yeah,
I have the queued up the intro from the Eagles running out of the tunnel.
Oh man. Well, on with this right now from the National Lacrosse League, also ESPN sideline reporter, ABC.com Eagles postgame show.
Yep.
Back by popular demand after a week absence, Devan Kaney. Devan.
Hello. I'm so honored. Marcus, I always love listening to you try to list my 10 different jobs, because even I can't keep track of them. It's always a fun experience.
It reminds you of what you're doing?
Yeah. I'm like, wow, I don't know what the correct order of things is either.
Yeah. I've been having I got the yips now. We're doing our outro, and I have to like that. Even just now, I'm fumbling over my words. I don't know what's happening to me. It's like the catcher throwing the ball back to the pitcher. I can't get back to the pitcher anymore.
No, the yips are so real when it comes to talking. Once you lose it, you can never get it back. The entire show is just done. Yeah,
now I'm just thinking about it. But
we're very lucky that it was that it runs across the bottom as a ticker, so you can see it.
Yeah, I've literally started just following along and just hoping for the best. But so we're talking. I don't know if you heard us, but we're talking about the 4-year anniversary of Super Bowl 52 and the Eagles' victory.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would like to start with, I want you to take us through your day, Super Bowl 52. Where were you? Who were you with? What were you doing? What was your reactions? Take us through it.
Oh my gosh, I love this question. So I was actually living in Chicago at the time. I was working in Chicago, and I would go to the same Eagles bar, I remember, throughout the playoffs, and with my other friend who is from Philly. And every game we were because just being an Eagles fan, I know that they were good that year, but then once, we all know how it goes. Once Carson Wentz was injured, we were oh God, we've got this team and this team. And before we even played the Vikings, I was you know what? And I'm a very superstitious person. So honestly, looking back, I'm wow, I had balls requesting off. But I went to my boss and I was a morning news anchor. And I was I just have to ask you something. It probably won't even happen. But if the Eagles make the Super Bowl, I'm going to need off that following Monday, because I need to go back to Philly for it. I cannot watch the Eagles in the Super Bowl from Chicago.
Yeah.
So I did end up getting that Monday off, So I came back to Philly for the weekend. I think like everyone, I don't know if you guys felt this way. Like I was partying like all weekend. Like Saturday night, there were like all these like everyone was like throwing house parties and getting ready. So it was a doozy of a weekend. But Sunday, my brother at the time lived in South Philly, and he was doing his own like watch party like with his friends and my friends. And I woke up like slightly hungover. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on air. Hopefully no one yells at me like, oh
Yes.
yeah, we all get hungover, don't we?
This is full content.
I was drinking on the show on Monday after my Rams bet won, so it's okay.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, super hungover and just terrified. Like my friend picked me up from my parents' house because obviously I was staying out there. And I got in the car and I was just like shook. Like I had my Chris Long jersey on and she's like, "Are you okay?" And immediately handed me a beer. And then, you know, we all know what happened. The second that green confetti started falling, I still watch videos back from that night, like screaming, jumping up and down, absolute mayhem. I'm pretty sure my brother was like crying on the floor. There were tears, and he lived in South Philly. So then we all just like took shots, screamed, hugged each other, jumped on the couches, and then went outside. And the streets were, this is what I always tell people who give Philly a bat. Like, they're like, oh, is it terrifying? And fans are so mean. I truly don't think I've hugged more random strangers. Obviously, this was like pre-COVID. In my life, like it was just like everyone was so full of love and happiness and joy that night. And we were all just taking to the streets of Philadelphia. And we walked all the way up to City Hall, and it was amazing. I think I ended up having like a catch with like a random fan up at City Hall. Like there were fireworks going off, and it was the best night ever.
Now, is that the same night? I think I saw you post a video a couple
Yes,
weeks ago.
yeah.
Were you snagging like the beer out of the air?
Yeah.
That night? Okay.
Yeah. That was that night. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just such joy, and it was so many emotions. It was joy. It was relief. It was a release. Unlike I said to Justin before, like when it brought down the field, and Brady gets down the field, and you think they get the ball back, and you're like, okay, they're gonna score here. 38-30, they're gonna score. Strip sack. I just looked at the television at the bar I was at. I was like, oh my God, they're going to win this game. I instantly just started crying.
Yeah.
just the tears flowing down my face. And I think everyone kind of had a similar reaction of, this is finally our moment. It's finally going to happen for us. And like, for me, like, you know, I'm a little bit older than you guys, and I've been through, like I'm sure you guys have, just the anguish. Like I remember Tampa Bay and how bad that was. I remember Carolina. And even going to the Super Bowl in 2005, thinking they should have won that game, and they didn't win. And all of the years and the times have been so close and haven't gotten it done. For it finally to happen, it was just like, oh, thank you.
It was. I definitely had like a delayed reaction as well, like because I think this team just conditions you to think that like they're never gonna get there. They're never, even that year, which was like they had that magic, like you could just tell, especially like running, like just like the swagger that team had too, like running out of the tunnel to dreams and nightmares. And then I think the Pats came out to some like lame Bon Jovi song. It was like we should have known then. But I remember I had like a delayed, like I think it wasn't until the green and white confetti started falling, and everyone had already kind of started like crying and like being super happy and yelling. And I think I sat on the couch for like a beat and was like, oh my God, the Eagles just won the Super Bowl. Oh my God. And then it kind of hit me. But best night ever, truly. Yeah.
The Eagles.
Speaking of,
Locker room. Let's meet the Philadelphia.
I remember watching.
They won the game right here.
Yeah.
I remember one of my brother's friends, like the second we ran out of the tunnel, I don't know who came out first. Did the Pats come out first?
Nelson Aguilar.
I don't remember.
Corey Smith.
I remember everyone at this point, everyone in the bar is jumping up and down right now. They're all just jumping in unison.
State.
Jason Kelsey, Cincinnati.
And the stadium sounded like the link. Like it
really did.
And we were like, okay, game over. We won.
Yeah.
Kansas City High School.
I mean, the running joke, dreams and nightmares, Eagles by 1,000.
Yeah.
the Florida State University.
But I mean, I just wanted to recap with you because Justin and I did that before you jumped on
LSU.
and talked about everything really
Brought him
at
the University of
experience and how much fun this was,
Colorado.
and how awesome it was to be part of a moment like that.
Mm.
Real quick, let's just watch this and get excited one more time. Oh yeah, look at this.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished?
Yes.
When I would ask them more, y'all thought it was ready?
I mean, I may just flip my table right now, but I can't.
Yeah, I'm about to go run through the wall right now.
I need you to turn this off because I'm getting antsy. You see the starting to move. My hands are shaking. I don't want to flip my table. This is really expensive stuff. we can't afford that. Yeah, it's so good going back to that moment. But I mean, I'm glad. I hope everyone feel good now. Does everyone feel good?
I feel good, but now I'm sad because I feel like it's going to be so long until we feel that joy again.
Maybe all we gotta do is get a new quarterback, and we'll be on the road.
Okay, are we going to do this? Are we
No,
going to do
I don't want to do it. No, we're not going to do it. Why did you do that, Justin? We're not going to do it. We have other
I'm
things.
just saying what everybody's thinking.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're not wrong, but we have other things to discuss. So, Devin, did you get a chance this week to get into the Rebecca Shelbourne article, Ben Simmons?
Ramona,
sorry.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, no, it's fine because I'm sure you've heard about it, and everything coming out from his side. Cliff Note version, Ben is upset because he feels that Joel Embiid held him responsible for Game 7, and he didn't hold him responsible Toronto series. Also, on top of that, he feels that even though Doc and Joe were texting him all summer and calling him, he feels they should have showed up to his facility to go check on him.
Did they not?
One more time?
I thought they went to LA to see him.
They did it in the summer, but he thought they should have came during workouts while he's working out and checked on him. I'm thinking like a 16 candles boombox scenario. I think
just imagine this situation where you're texting, calling someone, and they're not responding, and then you just show up to where they're at.
Yeah, the cops could be called for something like that. Devin, if I'm texting you and I'm calling you, and I just show up at a Wings game, it's like, Devin, why aren't you answering my texts? Are you not getting a restraining order against me?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm calling the cops immediately.
Exactly. That's a wild move out here, especially in 2022. Very wild move. Can't do that. So you have that. He apparently still watches every game, still thinks of this as his team. Here's the question I'm going to ask you. Everything that I just described, Justin and I kind of been going back and forth on the idea of him actually coming back and playing this year. Because you look, the end of the article ends with him saying, I still feel like this is my team. And basically, in the sense of that, he's basically saying, yeah, I'm upset with them, and but he's looking for some grandiose gesture to get him back, it seems. So you're watching this, or you're listening to this.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want him to come back and play this year?
I mean, it sounds like he's being almost like a girl who got in a fight with, and I don't know. Okay, whatever. I'll just go with that reference. And she's like, oh, my boyfriend pissed me off. Now he needs to buy me something nice for me to forgive him. That's essentially what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he had said all that and clarified how he was feeling and what he wanted at the start of the season, I would have been more okay with it. But it's February. It's February. Why are we just finding out these specific reasons? I will say, I do think it is a valid argument not to ghost your entire team and city for a season, but still to be a little bit upset over the fact that Joel did mess up that Toronto series and he didn't get nearly as much flack as Ben got, but he's also Joel Embiid and he bounced back and he got better after that. And that's really all we're asking for. I mean, cut in Jason Kelsey's speech, just play better and the city's going to love you, man. So I don't want to say I see his side. I see where he's coming from. I think he would have to do a lot of, I don't know, apologizing, like a lot of stuff for me and the entire city to be okay with him coming back. I mean, it's interesting that he says it's still very much his team, because if it's your team, how can you do that to them for months and months?
Well,
You know?
I think what's happening with him is he's had, especially after, because it's no coincidence that Shaq makes his comments on last week.
I love Shaq's comments.
Right. And then after Shaq's comments, you get Monday, the Sixers have that huge win in overtime. Maxey scores 33. He's having to ask himself a lot of really important questions, but questions he probably doesn't want to ask, in the sense of, what if this team really is better without me? What if Maxey's evolution has kind of pushed me out? What if I've decreased my trade value by doing this? What if all of these things I've done to get to this point was all for nothing? And it's no coincidence this article comes out Tuesday after the Monday, the huge win against the Grizzlies, and the Shaq comments. So he's at a point now where he's kind of at this crossroads. He sees the trade deadline's coming up February 10th. He's probably not going to be dealt then. So is he really willing to sit out the rest of the season and not play at all? Because after February 10th, you're now on this roster for the rest of the year. You're not going anywhere. So he's at that point now where it's like, well, maybe I should kind of like put some feelers out here to see if they're even interested in having me back. Me personally, I say no, because I look at this team as a sense of a movie, and with Ben Simmons, I've seen the movie before. If he doesn't improve and doesn't become a better basketball player, which I don't believe he has, what is going to be different this year than all the rest of the 5 years that he's been in the playoffs with this team? I would rather see what we have now and see what this team can do, as opposed to bringing him back and going down the same road again. And plus, I don't look at this year as championship or bust. I look at next year, possibly, hopefully acquiring Harden over the summer, next year being the year they really go for it. And this year, just kind of like, let's just develop and see how far we can get with this team this year.
I don't agree with the fact that this year should just be, I know it's not a wash necessarily, but I mean, look at the way Joel Embiid is playing. Like, it kills me that we aren't going for it.
Yeah.
I think that they should, like, I don't even think it's like or I hope it's not like an active, like, oh yeah, let's just like wait until next year type thing. I think when it comes to the team's mentality and, going back, not to retouch on a sore subject, like with Jalen Hurts, for example, like certain people, you almost need their more for, I mean, I'm not saying Joel, you need more for the locker room, because like we all see what he also does on the court. But I think the team is almost rallied around this idea of like, it seems like a lot of the time it's a big FU to Ben Simmons, the way that they're playing, the way that Maxey's playing, kind of saying like, we don't need you. You're going to ghost us for an entire season and be a horrible teammate.
1,000.
Okay, that's fine. Like, we're going to go ahead and get these wins regardless. And I think bringing someone like Ben Simmons back, and this is where I bring up Jalen Hurts, because I think like if you were to draft, say, like a rookie quarterback, like we saw what happened with Carson Wentz, where he clearly did not have the locker room, and we see that Jalen Hurts clearly does, and you see how a team's energy kind of changes around that. So I would worry about that. I would worry about the team chemistry if Ben Simmons were to come back, because I feel like a lot of people probably wouldn't, a lot of players wouldn't be happy about that, like let alone fans and city. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but
yeah, I mean, my opinion is I would take him back, because you kind of need him on the court. Like he makes your team better.
Yeah, no, he does. He undeniably.
He's a better player than most players on the team, and he makes your team more talented when he's playing. There's no doubt about that. As far as the only people whose opinions matter if he should come back are the other players on the team. If the other players are all like, yeah, we want him back, bring him back, it really doesn't care what the fan base thinks about it, because if the players want him back, as long as the locker room is there, really it's Embiid. Is Embiid going to welcome him back in the locker room? Because I think that's real disdain. That's not just, all right, he's pissing me off and I'm tired of him. I think there's real disdain and real animosity from Embiid towards Simmons.
Right.
As long as Embiid is okay with it, I mean, I'm okay with it. And he does make you a better team when he's there. Would I bring him back next season, though? I don't think I would for that. But this year, I definitely would. And Marcus, the biggest reason why I would do that is because I don't think that this is a wash year. I don't think that this shouldn't be a championship or bust because you are so close to the top seed without him. The other teams are fizzling out around you. What team are you really scared of? Like, I know that we've said Milwaukee's the best team in the conference, but are you really scared of Milwaukee? How about in the West? Like, is there any teams in the West that you're really worried about?
Warriors and the Suns.
Yeah, but I mean, are the Warriors going to round into shape?
Yes.
With Clay by the time the playoff comes, are they going to make it out of the West? Is a question.
Whoever comes out of the West is going to be a problem. They're probably going to be either Phoenix or Golden State. They're really, really good basketball teams. But focus on the East, though. Like, I agree with your point. I think the Sixers are a more talented team with Ben Simmons. I don't think they're a better team with Ben Simmons, based on the evidence of what I've seen over the past 5 years. Yeah, Ben Simmons comes back after February 10th. You lock up the 1 seed. Okay? You guys, I mean, we follow along. This happened last year. And then you get the second round of the playoffs, and he's useless. So that's my point where
where he's like, you couldn't rely last year in the playoffs for Maxey to do what he's doing now. Now, if Ben Simmons disappears again, you put Maxey in, and that's a different offensive weapon than you had in the playoffs last year. So we may have seen the movie before, but now the movie has a different set of supporting actors.
But I will say, I think if we're going to beat teams in the long run to like the Suns and the Warriors, we still need a lights out shooter. And like, that's not Ben Simmons. I agree with you. I think he would make us a better team this year for sure. And I mean, I don't think that we're going to get someone who's like an incredible addition before the trade deadline. So yeah, and I agree that I think it comes down to Joel Embiid and the rest of the players in the locker room. Like, I don't think that they shouldn't bring Ben back because of the fans, but I do worry. Like, it seems like Joel, like I heard at the beginning of the season, he was like interacting more with the team. Like, he would like do team dinners and kind of, it almost brought them closer together. So I just worry that bringing a Ben Simmons back would like fracture the team, because it seems like they're in a good spot right now.
So Brett Brown was obviously Ben Simmons' guy.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a story that Brett Brown was doing a charity event while he was here, and he asked the players to come out to show some support. Every single player showed up to the event except for one. Guess who didn't show up?
Ben Simmons.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, not surprised. But, I mean, so $1 million question, I'll pose to both of you. $1 million question is, does Ben Simmons play this year for the Sixers? Because I don't think the fans is a big a deal as other people think. I think if Joel Embiid, if Tobias Harris, whoever the leaders are on this team come out and ask for support, the fans are going to support. That's just how it's going to work. I feel in my gut, if Ben Simmons came back, he gets a standing ovation at the Wells Fargo Center. I feel that in my gut. People are angry right now, but if he came out,
standing ovation,
a standing ovation. I don't think he gets booed. I don't think there's one boo if he comes back here in place.
I think he gets a standing O if he does it the right way. If he comes back, and if Joel Embiid, like you mentioned, Tobias Harris, these guys like literally put out, the whole notes app, I don't know, statements on their social media, and Ben put something out, and Ben has some type of press conference or video where he genuinely, apologizes and explains the situation, then yeah, I agree. I think he could get a standing O. But if he just shows up one day, I don't know.
Just standing outside. He just shows up again to the door. On the door.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Like you're announcing the starting lineup, and he just jumps in.
Actually, that would be incredible. I feel like it wouldn't be boos. It wouldn't be a standing O. Like, if they just said his name at the Wells Fargo Center before a game, I feel like it'd just be almost like awkward silence.
Yeah, everyone's like, what?
Everyone would be like looking at each other, like, what?
Like those old school like town hall meetings. See this old movie where everyone's like, whoa, everyone's looking around like, what?
Yeah, I'm actually here for that. Now I want that to happen.
Yeah, and that needs to happen now.
A random step in sighting would be nice. But does he play this year?
No, I don't think so.
After all that, no, he's not going to do it.
Yeah, after that deep discussion, no, there's no way.
I mean, we could. I mean, I guess we could have started and stopped there. We did a lot to get to that.
Fit it for the content, Marcus. Okay.
Justin, did you play this year?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't see it either.
Before that Ramona article came out, I would say it's whatever negative percent you want to give it. I'll give it like a 10% chance now.
Yeah.
But I'm more likely to bet on the 90% odds than the 10%.
I mean, yeah, if you're to take one thing from that article, you can tell he still cares about what's going on here. Now, what are the motives? Do you care because it affects you going somewhere else? Or do you really care about this team? We can debate that. But he definitely still cares about what's going on here. Well,
but you also have to wonder if maybe Rich Paul finally made a good decision and told his client, like, hey, this isn't, our old strategy isn't working. Maybe you need to like show that you still care. And it was like a calculated move.
I mean, Rich Paul has his own problems. I mean, Adele allegedly is barricaded in the bathroom. He's trying to make phone calls and she's yelling, "Wait, don't take me back." She's canceling shows. Rich Paul got a lot. It's a lot.
He got a lot going on.
Yeah, being Rich Paul right now, it sucks. LeBron doesn't want to talk to him. No,
yeah. LeBron's like, bro, clean up your house, bro. What are you doing out there? All right. Gotcha. So are we ready for some hate it or love it?
Yeah, but first, Devan, season 5. I'm in season 5 now.
Oh my gosh. How far along on season 5 are you?
So Daenerys just had that guy executed and everyone's pissed off at her now.
Which guy?
The one, so who, I forget what the guy's name was, who had like the gold mask, who killed like the Unsullied soldier.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So they went and found, and like, I guess who it was, and they questioned him. And I guess one of the slaves went and killed him. So she just had the slave executed for basically killing the prisoner before the trial in front of everybody. And then everybody flipped out at her and was throwing stuff at her, and she had to run back to the pyramid. And then I forget the name of the Black Dragon. The Black Dragon showed up like on the roof.
So did she like lock her dragons up yet?
Yes, no? Yeah. She locked 2 of them. This is the one that like she couldn't find to lock up.
Dragons in the show?
Yes.
What, Marcus? Are you serious?
And they're full grown now. They're full grown now.
Okay, I think it's the season 5 finale that's like really good. That like.
Yeah, I think it was episode 3 I just finished.
Okay.
So like Tywin's dead. Tyrion killed him. He's gone.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He's now shipped off to I forget who he's with now. He's with like the Secrets Keeper. I forget what his name is.
Oh my gosh. Wow. It's been too long. I know who you're talking about though. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so the 2 of them are like on the boat traveling to wherever it is that they're traveling. I think they're actually, forget where they said they're going, but they're traveling somewhere.
Do you want me to tell you?
If you want.
They're going to Khaleesi.
Oh, you're right. They do say that. They do. Yeah. They said they're going to see a ruler. You're right. He did say that. And then Jaime is just now having a proposition with, I forget who the hired sword is. That
Bronn?
Yes, the 2 of them are now discussing going to go and get his daughter that they shipped away.
Whose daughter?
Well, I guess I should say not his daughter, but his daughter, Jaime.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wow, so season 5, I like don't remember that well.
Yeah, like they're now like it ended with like the 2 of them beginning to plan how they're going to go and bring her back to King's Landing.
Season 5, I feel like was all
Dawson's Creek.
What's that?
If anyone cares, I started rewatching Dawson's Creek.
I love that for you. Okay, really quick. Sorry, Marcus. I know we're boring you.
No, it's fine.
I feel like season 5, Justin is just like kind of setting everything up. And then season 6, like I said, is like literally the best season of television all around ever made. It's so good. And then it's like setting up all the storylines for like the final season. So
yeah, no, I believe I just finished episode 3. I'm going to try to get through the whole 5th season by next week. Can't guarantee it, but I'm going to try to. I'm all caught up on Ozark now, so I don't have that to sidetrack me.
Ugh, I'm not. I was texting Marcus about that. I'm so behind on Ozark. It's really sad, guys. I need to do that. I think that's all I'm going to do tonight. I'm like not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit down and watch Ozark.
Great decision.
Has Ruth
I want you to, as soon as you're done, I want to talk about this in depth because there's a lot to unpack in those first 7 episodes.
Devan, has Ruth been killed yet?
Justin, what?
I'm kidding. That was a joke. I told Marcus I was going to say that to you before this.
She almost quick off. It's great. I look over at the pictures of you. I didn't match that energy at all. You're all happy, and then just what?
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
Expletives dropped on the show right there.
It was a joke. But all aside, though, I forget what the actress is that plays Ruth. She deserves every award that they could possibly nominate.
Yeah, she's really good.
I stand for Ruth. We must protect her at all costs.
I agree.
It's really that simple. But yeah, you need to get on that. Good stuff happening. Let's get in the hate or love it.
Okay.
Good. All right. So first up, Marcus, are you a McDonald's guy?
Am I a McDonald's guy?
Yes.
Absolutely.
See, this is why I can't deal with this. This Burger King's better. But besides the point.
No, you're absolutely right. You're right. Burger King and Wendy's both are better. However, bro, I'm a McDonald's kid, man. The Playland.
Well, the Playland, great.
Like McDonald's is an experience. Like, it's not just about eating the food. Obviously, the food's not the greatest thing in the world, but it takes you back. It's an experience. You remember getting the Happy Meal as a kid? How excited we're going to McDonald's. Yay! Everyone's all excited. You're going to Playland. It's a whole thing.
So, are you going to go and try their new land, air, and sea sandwich then?
Ew.
What?
It's got a fish fillet, a chicken patty, and a double cheeseburger all in one bun. It's called the McDonald's Land, Air, and Sea.
It's actually now. Is this something the like people have made, or is this like
no? It's
their actual sandwich?
It's an actual sandwich, Marcus. It's about this high.
Because we're all familiar with the McGangbang, right?
Yes. No. It is their sandwich, and they added your favorite ingredient to make it even taller. Bread. They've added more bread to the sandwich.
Yeah, that's my problem with the Big Mac. No man ever said I want more bread on the sandwich.
Yeah, that's true.
I hate the Big Mac.
So McDonald's. I told you on Wednesday that there was a fast food company out here being crazy. It's the McDonald's.
I hate it, but I'm gonna try it.
Oh,
I hate it, and I'm absolutely not gonna try that.
Yeah,
ever.
I'm not going anywhere near. Why would you? Why would you put a double cheeseburger with a fillet of fish patty?
I mean,
that's
a horrible idea.
That's so gross.
Why would you eat a fillet of fish patty first off?
Yeah.
Honestly, my brother went through a phase where he ate those, and like I would try it sometimes. It's not that bad.
I'm sure it's not.
I mean, it's definitely not actual fish. I don't know what it is.
There's no way.
Like, when you had the fish sticks when you were a kid, like it's probably the same type of fish.
It is, yeah.
But it's not from the Gordon fisherman. But who is?
No. So second up, Hershey has teased that at the end of 2022, a prominent candy will be discontinued. They did not say which one it is yet, but they said that at the end of this year, they will be pulling one of their candies off the line.
Okay, this Hershey's what else do they make besides the candy bars?
Well, they do
Reese's.
Well, they have Reese's. They have Kit Kats. They have.
I think they're M&Ms.
They're M&Ms.
Maybe they're not.
No, they're not. Mars is M&Ms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mars is M&Ms.
Excuse us, Willy Wonka.
Twizzlers. What was that?
I said, excuse us, Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
All knowing the brand names? No, guys, they're Mars.
No, they're
who has that knowledge?
I do. I used to date a girl who her dad worked at Mars. That's how I know.
I don't know whether to be impressed or scared.
I told you. I just told you how I killed the charity trivia the other week.
Yeah, you're right.
All of the useless knowledge. Just sign me up and then just let me go, and I just keep turning out.
I mean, as long as it's not Reese's, I don't care.
Yeah, as long as that's the only. I'm
really the only one that I will riot.
Wait, but can we go back to this, Marcus? Were you never you never went to Hershey and got the tour? That's how I remember these candies, and all the dancing candies are there, and you're
so are you familiar with the sundaes there?
No. Like the ice cream sundaes?
Big Sunday talk.
Ooh.
It's the best ice cream sundae I've ever had in my life from the Hershey's that family.
And if you go in the winter, make sure you get the hot chocolate.
Yum.
I went there. I actually went there one time. I didn't want to be there, but I went anyway. Cause this is back. So quick story. I was dating this girl. This is back like 10 about 15 years ago. Dating this girl, and my birthday's coming up. And she's like, well, there's something you want to do, anywhere you want to go. I was like, listen, there's only one place I don't want to go. I don't want to go to Hershey Park. Because Hershey Park is an amusement park. At the time, was just, you don't go there. Like, it wasn't a great amusement park. So I wanted no parts of it. What did she do? She got me tickets to Hershey Park. I was like, are you trolling me? I was really upset. Like, in hindsight, I probably didn't handle it the right way. But I was like, but I said to you, I don't want to go to this place. And you're taking me there?
Reverse psychology.
Wait. Okay, I have a little story now. So I loved roller coasters. Like growing up, like I hated them when I was like really little. And then something changed and I loved like the Dorney Park, Hershey Park, Six Flags. Like I could not get enough of them like through high school. And then I think it was a summer in between, like when I was in college, me and a few of my girlfriends were like, let's go to Hershey Park. Like we haven't been to an amusement park in a while. And that was, I think, like, what's the biggest roller coaster they have there? Like, I remember it so vividly. It's the last time I've ever been on a roller coaster and probably will ever get on one. It was just like randomly the worst experience ever. And I thought I was going to die. And I haven't touched a roller coaster since then. So Hershey Park scarred me for life. Thanks, Hershey.
Was it the Storm Runner?
I don't know. Is that Big Bear or something?
Oh yeah,
does that sound right?
That's one, yeah, Great Bear.
Great Bear. I feel like it was something like that. I don't know. All I know is like it had the thing that holds you in, but like just at the waist. And I'm like a tall person, and I remember I just like was like, I'm gonna fall out of this thing and die, and this isn't fun. Why did I ever like this? So maybe it sucked. Maybe I just got old and realized that roller coasters actually aren't that fun. I don't know.
I've been on a roller coaster once in my life, and it was it was. I think it's King Dakar.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
What a roller coaster to choose
So
to
I
go
was
on.
in the first row and I threw up, and I was I was like 10, 11 years old, and I was freaking out and I was panicking, and I just like tilted my head back and I threw up, and I soaked everybody behind me on the roller coaster.
I just have a feeling you were an absolute mess as a child.
You don't want to know.
Like, you were just an absolute disaster area everywhere you went. Like, what are you doing?
And the thing is, my brother's only 2 years younger than me, so it was like there was two of us.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Yeah.
Your poor parents.
But like and that was the first and last time I ever went on a roller coaster.
Why?
I mean, you chose the worst roller coaster as your first.
My cousin was like, it's fun. She's like, it's fun. We'll go. I was like, all right. No, it was not fun.
I got stuck at the stop of Steel Force the first time I went up there. And we're up there hanging out up there. And this girl, she had to be like 19, 20 years old. Walked the steps to the top of us, and she's like, guys, don't worry, it's gonna be okay, everything will work out. I'm like, are you okay? What are you doing up here? Like, she wasn't strapped in, she's just hanging out with us up there. Then the roller coaster takes off, and we finish, and we're excited, but we're scared. We get off the roller coaster, and they run like 10 to 15 tests after us. So we all look at each other. We're like, so we were like the first test ride.
You guys were the test ride.
We were the test ride. And we're like,
that's well, hope it's all good now.
Yeah, right.
One time I was walking along the Wildwood Boardwalk, and probably about 30 feet in front of me, a bunch of lug nuts just started falling off the roller coaster tracks.
Yeah, you can't trust those boardwalk shore roller coasters.
No.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys a story off air about the what's it, the Nor'easter down Wildwood. That it? The Nor'easter?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story I can't tell on the air. I'll tell you a story off the air about that. Cool.
Madden 1990, the game, it's obviously, like we talked about, it has John Madden on the cover.
Yeah.
The physical copies are now selling for $480,000 a piece.
Believe it.
I need to go dig that up. I was only 1 year old when that came out, so I probably don't own the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I got 98. I'll dig that up. Maybe I'll get like $50 for it.
Wait, just the covers are going for that, or like is it the actual game?
Game with him on the cover.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Justin and I talked about this before, that next year's Madden, they're definitely putting him back on the cover again, and it's going to be a collector's item.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be huge. Love it. Love that.
Yeah. Or would they put Tom Brady on the cover?
Ooh.
No. Ooh. I mean, well, maybe you get multiple covers.
Yeah, they've done multiple
can't
covers
take away
before.
from
They
that.
did multiple covers. Well, they did multiple covers when they had Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald on it.
And they also didn't they do a couple years ago when they had Brady and Mahomes? Wasn't that multiple covers? Or that
No, they just had them both on the cover. Brady
Okay.
and Mahomes were both. It was actually this past year. They were both just on the cover.
Gotcha. I vote for Madden. I want Madden on the cover.
Yeah, I do too.
Mhm.
I do too.
So we don't discuss a ton of hockey on this show. However, a dog in New York City can now play hockey. So he's a therapy dog for a young kid in New York who loves hockey. And his parents taught the dog how to ice skate and carry a stick in his mouth so that he can go out there on the rink and play hockey with his human counterpart.
Does he want to play for the Philadelphia Flyers?
Listen, they need
How's
more,
it Top Shot?
they need more than just that.
Yeah. I mean, he couldn't hurt though.
No,
Couldn't hurt.
not at all. He'll get the fans in the building. I'll watch.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be better than whatever it is that they're doing. Like, they could bring him on to do stuff during intermission, and it would be better what's going on during the actual game.
Well, yeah. What was that movie with the basketball dog? Was it Buddy?
Airbud?
Air Bud. There you go. Look at you. Good knowledge by you, Devin. Air Bud.
Yeah. I too have a lot of useless knowledge in my head, so
Have you guys? Do you remember the movie Benji?
kind of. I stay away from dog movies because they make me cry.
Well, listen. A new one came out. We watched it. I took Amber and the kids away for Mother's Day last year in DC, and we're staying at our Airbnb. It started raining in the afternoon, so the kids and I decided to watch a movie. And Amber, every time a movie comes on, that's her cue to fall asleep. So she falls asleep and passes out. And myself, my daughter, my son are watching the movie. And like at the end of the movie, my daughter and I are just bawling, crying. And Amber wakes up to us crying, and my son's like, "What's going on? What's happening, everybody?" So don't watch it. It's gonna bring tears.
So ASAP Rocky and Rihanna.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rihanna is now pregnant with her first child, ASAP Rocky.
Are we're hating that or loving it?
I feel
Or like is that
yeah, I mean, it's kind of gonna let that breathe. Like, I feel like collectively, men across the entire world are
I know Drake's really upset.
Drake. Oh yeah, we need to check on Aubrey.
You hear he unfollowed ASAP and Rihanna over this?
I did not.
Did he? I didn't hear that. That's kind of funny though.
Yeah, he unfollowed them. Well, first you got that meme going around of him looking at his phone from the Raptors game, befuddled, and then if it comes out that he actually unfollowed both of them because he's in love with Rihanna. Like that's his. He thought that was going to be his boo thing.
Didn't he unfollow her multiple times before?
Yeah, because he gets upset whenever she starts dating. But now, like, she got a baby. Now you know it's real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, they're
no coming back from that.
I like them together.
Who?
I like
ASAP and Rihanna or Drake and Rihanna?
ASAP and Rihanna.
I do too.
They
I
make
do.
sense together. Like they're
I'll be
both,
honest with you, I thought
both extremely trendy.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I honestly thought she was still dating that like European prince.
Oh, yeah, they broke up a while ago.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
But that's why I love it. I feel like she hasn't had the best go at like dating or relationships.
No.
Like, I feel like she's been single a lot, so I'm happy she found
me too.
ASAP. And I like him. Like I like them together. I've never been one to like I don't really geek out over like celebrity couples or like pregnancy announcements. I just like don't really care. But
Devin, here's a fun fact. You know that I'm sure you know Kanye West is dating Julia Fox, right?
yes.
Did you know that Drake dated her first?
No. But
You
that's
can't
not
stand each other's way.
surprising. I mean, I feel like a lot of it's like I don't know. I don't want to say like they all date the same people, but like sometimes they
No,
kinda
they do.
No, they do. I mean, no,
They
you're
do.
right.
They do. They do.
It happens.
And then last one, we now have a medical solution for hiccups. Yes,
What?
it's called the Hickaway. These
I don't like that name.
doctors created a type of straw for when you're drinking that sends extra air to your diaphragm to prevent you from developing hiccups.
I thought you got hiccups from too much air. No.
That's what I thought too.
Interesting though. What's your go-to like remedy for getting rid of hiccups? Because I feel like everyone has some wild thing that they do.
I'm gonna tell you, it works every time. 10 gulps of whatever you're drinking, preferably water, and you have to make sure you're pronouncing your gulps, and then hold your breath for 10 seconds.
Okay.
Works every time.
I usually just let it run its course and just let it go away on its own.
That's torturous.
Well, it doesn't last that long. It's like maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 hiccups, and I keep moving.
See, I'll go forever.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like 3, 4, or 5 hiccups, and then it just kind of works itself out.
No, you have an interesting system. Like for me, like, I'll hiccup for 3 years.
Oh yeah, no. Well,
all right. Wait. When I hear mine, okay, it's gonna be hard to explain. So you have to like pour a glass of water and drink it upside down.
Yes, it's in the story. Apparently, there's a lot of truth to that.
Like you sit on your head.
It's like hard. Like I just like bend over. Kind of.
No, the article that I was reading, it said that there's a lot of truth in that.
Mm-hmm.
It said it's an old wives' tale, but it said there's a lot of truth in it as well.
I honestly think it's just like focusing on something else. My other friend who has like chronic hiccups, his makes no sense, and I've tried it, but it works. He just puts a paper towel in a glass of water and then drinks it upside down.
Top?
What's that?
Inside the water or over
inside
top?
the water. Inside the water. Yep.
I've never heard. I've heard it over top of it. Ew.
No, he puts it in the water, and it works.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
What is the science behind that?
There's none. I don't think.
Yeah, there's no science.
Anyway, I hate this. I hate this because that's the awesome thing about this, right? Is that we all have our own way of solving the problem, but the problem gets solved.
Yeah.
I don't need science to get involved in this. Leave science out of this. Leave it alone.
Oh, that was the last
You have
one.
any methods?
Oh,
that's right. You said 3 to 4 hiccups and you're done.
Yeah, I just kind of let it go away on its own.
All right, that's fine. All right, hater or love it. Another week, Devan. Always appreciate you jumping on with us.
Always a pleasure, guys.
Get on the Ozarks, please.
I will. I promise.
I'm gonna be bothering you all weekend about this. Do you watch it? Do you watch episode 2, 3, 4?
And
happening now.
Do not go and listen to Monday's episode if you have not watched it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love like post reacting with people through episodes and going through that experience. It's one of my favorite pastimes.
I will definitely keep you posted. I promise. I plan on watching at least 3 episodes tonight. So,
and if you care about anything on Dawson's Creek, Joey is now involved with Jack again.
Who?
I'm just want to give you guys that little update. Like inside, I'm just a teenage white girl.
Oh, I know. After I figured out what show you had referenced a couple weeks ago.
Oh, Vanderpump Rules. Yeah.
You
conveniently down for foolishness.
You conveniently you described the entire episode, and then I found out that you had just watched the most recent episode of Vanderpump.
I'm a complicated man, people. I'm a complicated man.
He's got layers. He's got layers.
Right. Yeah. All right, Devan. Always a pleasure.
Guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Devan Kaney jumping on.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's take a break.
Yes, I need to go get a drink.
You're stressed out.
I need a drink so bad.
Yeah, let's take a break. On the other side, let's unpack the Ben Simmons stuff. I want to get into Shaq's comments, him rebuttaling himself, and let's unpack that.
Okay.
And whatever else comes our way. Bradman in the morning, Marques, Bradman, Justin, Emery. We'll be right back.
Looking for authentic Mexican food close to home? Great news. District Taco is just around the corner in Abington, Pennsylvania, and they'd love to fiesta with you. Offering delicious fish tacos, a California burrito stuffed with guac, steak, fries, and chipotle mayo, plus sweet, crispy churros. District Taco has it all. Try out the newest location and come back for more. Get 10% off your first in-app order with promo code BREMI10. Always fresh, always Mexican. District Taco.
Relationships can be tough, and finding that special someone can be even tougher. So when it's time to make a decision on what to do with the ring, you don't want to have that be tough too, right? Hi, I'm Marques Brown. I want to talk to you guys, my friends at Vans Jewelers, located at 13 South York Road in the heart of Hatboro. Back in 2017, when I decided to get engaged, there was only one choice for me. Going into Vans Jewelers, I was quite nervous, but they put me at ease right away with their friendly staff and their easy selection. They have selections for any budget. Rings, watches, chains, earrings, you name it, they got it. They also offer free ultrasonic cleaning and stone checks on any ring. Vans Jewelers also provides cleanings while you wait every Tuesday through Friday. What else do you want? You can't beat it. Go see my friends at Vans Jewelers, located again at the heart of Hatboro, 13 South York Road.
Justin here. Let me tell you about my friends over at Beef Jerky Outlet. A family-owned business, Sharon and Michael have the best jerky around. They have a huge selection to choose from, but always make sure to try my personal favorite, the Honey Barbecue Turkey Jerky. Don't think they only have jerky for sale. They also have the best supply of sauces, marinades, and rubs for all of your new recipes. Located at 110 Lincoln Highway, right by Oxford Valley Mall. Head on over there, go in and say, yo, Justin sent me.
Every Friday, we're bringing you bits. But it's especially hilarious to me knowing what I've seen happen in McDonald's locations over the years. Hell, what I've done in McDonald's locations over the years.
Hits. Always winterize your pipes. I think that is such a funny...
And everything in between.
See,
it's the opposite. You don't see it, and he was totally about eating that baby.
We are Twitty and the Brand. We're going to ruin something that you love. New episodes weekly on all your favorite podcast streamers.
Yeah, man. Welcome back. Brad Mamie in the morning. Marcus Brown, Justin Emery.
Yeah. Oh, we're good to go now, Marcus. We're good to go. We are good to go, and we got some facts for the day today.
Okay.
All right. So, 1789, George Washington, unanimous pick to be the first president of the United States. Unanimous. Think we'd ever get another president unanimous? Hell no.
Absolutely not.
1922, Ford buys Lincoln. 1938, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs debuts.
Oh, okay.
2004, the launch of Facebook.
Did you watch the movie?
Oh, many times.
It's good flick.
Yeah. And 2018, Eagles win the Super Bowl.
As we previously have discussed, yes.
Yes. We also have a couple of birthdays to give out. Happy birthday to Rosa Parks. Happy birthday to Cameron.
Killer.
And happy birthday to the great Lawrence Taylor.
LT.
Mm-hmm. And again, a lot of TikTok.
Right there, Rosa, LT, and Cam.
And a lot of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube stars.
Okay, nice.
Don't know any of them.
Nice. All right.
I also did some research on Lil Debbie.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say her discography is underwhelming at best.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine. I would imagine so.
Yeah, underwhelming at best, to say the least.
So getting back to the Ben Simmons discussion that has once again held us hostage and held everyone's platform basically hostage. Shaq last week came out, and this is where this all started. On NBA on TNT, and he was praising Joel Embiid and went on to use that to talk about his disdain for Ben Simmons and the way he's handling the situation. Which, listen, I thought he's again, it's rare nationally to get support from Philadelphia. I feel like when you do get support, when we do have a grievance with one of our players and superstars, we rarely ever get backed up and supported. I feel like this is that rare exception where finally people are seeing our side of it and seeing that like we're not in the wrong here. He is. So it was cool seeing Shaq say that, and then he went on his podcast, the big podcast, and doubled down on what he said and elaborated a little bit. So what I want to do now is I want to play that clip in case you guys have not heard that, and we'll discuss that and then get into what he said last night on TNT. So this is Shaq talking about Ben Simmons and situation in his Oakley sunglasses.
Let me tell you, a
couple days ago.
Magic paved the way for Mike. They wasn't making no money. Mike paved the way for me to get all that bread I was getting. I paved the way for Garnett. Ben Simmons messing the money up. Because first of all, they already think we're spoiled. Mm-hmm. They already think we don't deserve it. You're making $40 million, and the only reason why you're not playing is because your coach called you out. You're making us look bad. And I've been in this moment many times. They say, hey, you think you can win with Shaq in the fourth quarter? And all my coaches said he got to step up and knock him down. They all said that. I didn't go, man, I got 38. I missed 12 free throws. Yo, trade me, get rid of me. He acting like a baby. So he kind of got in my DM and said some things, and I said some things back.
What'd he say?
I can't do that.
He said some things.
No, I can't do that.
So wait, Ben Simmons DM'd you after he heard what you said last week?
Yeah. All I said is you leaving your man out there, you need to play. That's all I said.
Okay.
And he said some things, but I'm not going to elaborate what he said because that's not cool. He was mad.
Mad at you?
Yeah, he's probably mad because I'm his LSU brother, and I am.
Yes.
I'm still his brother.
Oh, is that what he said? We supposed to be LSU brothers?
Man, we supposed to be brothers. You out here calling me trash.
Nichelle, I'm not going to tell you what he said, but I probably understand why he's mad.
So here's what we know. We know Ben Simmons DM'd Shaq after seeing him on TV. We know Ben Simmons was mad. We know Shaq came back and said, you're leaving your brother out there. You need to play. So I can deduce within that, what Ben said to you was either, it's not my fault, and you don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, exactly like that. I realized this after I left LA. I don't believe I've been my whole career fighting for a useless title. Shaq, you the man. Shaq, this your team. But in reality, what the does all that mean? Don't mean nothing.
Right.
Don't mean nothing. I could have won 8, 9 championships with that man instead of we both arguing about who team it is. And I talked to them. I had to go speak for Philadelphia, and I told them, I said, don't fight over useless titles. Fight for each other. Because when it's all said and done, you don't want to be back saying to yourself, I wish I could have. There's so much Elon Bezos out here for everybody. You know what that mean, right?
Yes.
So I can't take it all. So I'm going to get my piece. Spice, you get your piece and shit. Like, take it. But don't give it away by being, it's Joel's fault. I don't want to play. It's coach's fault. I don't want to play. Listen, he went to LSU. I care about him. I want to see him succeed. I want to see all these young brothers succeed.
Does he have your number?
Nah.
Did you give it to him?
No, because there ain't nothing to talk about.
I want to focus on the first part of that, because if you guys have been listening to the show, he said something that I've been saying for months, and the biggest component of this to me will always go back to the things that Ben Simmons is doing right now is messing it up for the guys coming after him. Like, there's guys going to be coming up for contracts, like the Ja Morants, the Evan Mobleys, the Darius Garlands, the James Wisemans, the Zion Williamsons, the RJ Barretts, guys of that nature that are coming after him, that are in a couple of years going to be coming up for these huge contracts. Things will be changed because of what he's doing right now. Because, as Shaq stated, owners, these people, they're watching. And they already think that NBA players are spoiled. And the idea that you have a guy who just signed a new contract saying, I'm not going to honor that contract is extremely dangerous precedent to set in sports, especially in the NBA with all the player control anyway. So when the next collective bargaining agreement comes up, this will definitely be revised.
Oh, yeah.
There will definitely be protocols put in place to make sure this does not happen again, because this is an absolute worst case scenario, doomsday for owners out there wanting to make sure these players honor their contracts. We're going to give you all this money. We need to have guarantees that you're going to honor that and play. So things will definitely be put in place, and it's going to, I'm sure, be referred to as the Ben Simmons rule. So Shaq saying you're messing up the money. Yeah, he effing up the money for everyone coming after him. And I know there's been a lot of conversations, and if they're not saying it to him directly, I'm sure there's been a lot of calls to Rich Paul about this, the way he's handling this. There's been a lot of calls to again, the Ja Morants, the Zion Williamsons, all these guys I'm sure are talking back and forth saying, yo, do you believe this? This is going to really mess it up for us when we come up for contracts. This won't necessarily affect the veterans and guys going for their second and third deal, but guys coming off a rookie deal and getting that first max, this will definitely affect them and what they're going to end up getting and having. So that's a component of this that I don't feel is talked about enough, about how this is going to affect the futures of so many other guys that have literally nothing to do with the situation, and guys who will probably never even do this. but it's going to affect them and change them forever. So I wanted to address that first. The next part is, the idea of Ben reaching out to Shaq and DMing him, because Ben's issue is a couple things. It's sensitivity. He's a very sensitive person. I wouldn't call him an emotional person. I would call him sensitive. He's a sensitive person. And on top, when you're sensitive, whatever you are around, whatever someone says something about you, you're watching something, you were affected by it immediately. He was affected to the point where he felt he needed to reach out to Shaq and say his piece. Now, from Shaq's energy in that, it just seems like Ben was angry, and it seems like it wasn't a pleasant exchange in that instance. Which, I guess as a man, you're getting killed on national TV. And Shaq has said before, he didn't say it last week, but he said before he wants to fight Ben Simmons. Basically said, I want to punch him in the face. Yeah. Like, that's what he said. And like, as a man, obviously I understand you reacting to that. Like, I don't blame Ben for reacting to that. But like, what he said last week, like, was Shaq wrong? No, he wasn't. He wasn't wrong in anything he said. You are hanging your teammates out to dry. You are not doing right by them. You are sabotaging the season, so to speak. You were asked a simple thing, just to get better at basketball, and that's something you're refusing to do and you're refusing to acknowledge. Another part of this, and this is something we didn't mention, I don't think, on Wednesday, the Ramona Shelburne article, is that the component of, so it's interesting to me that Ben, he kind of, even though Brett Brown was a huge Ben Simmons guy, Brett Brown basically built, because remember, Brett Brown's known Ben Simmons since Ben Simmons was a toddler. He coached his dad. He's known him forever. He had a close relationship with the family. He had a relationship with the family, and Ben Simmons, he made it perfectly clear that he wanted to build around Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is his guy, and he made that kind of an organizational standpoint. So Ben kind of threw him under the bus at the end of the 20 season where Brett Brown gets fired. Kind of threw him under the bus by basically saying, I need someone that's going to hold me accountable. Like, do you guys remember him saying that? I need someone that's going to hold me accountable. So the Sixers go out and hire Doc Rivers, and they bring in Daryl Morey. Now, from all reports, it seems even though Doc Rivers in front of the cameras was praising Ben, behind the cameras, apparently he was really hard on Ben Simmons in practices, in film sessions. Apparently he was really on him about these things that we talk about, but in front of the cameras, he was having his back. You also add the fact that Daryl Morey comes in now, and Daryl Morey is a Joel Embiid guy. Joel Embiid and Daryl Morey very close. Ben didn't like that. It kind of put Ben on the outside. Then you go into everything that happened after the Hawk series. Now Doc is not only getting you behind the scenes, now he's getting you in front of the camera. Joel Embiid, who now has become, all of a sudden, is flipped now, and the team's kind of being built around Embiid because of the Morey factor, those two being close. Now, all of a sudden, it's flipped on that end, too. So because Ben is sensitive, he reacted to all of this stuff and reacted poorly. So I think that's interesting, too, how things have kind of flipped for him. And he says, yeah, I want to be held accountable, but, he's not. Now, I don't know if you've read his scouting report at all, but this is something I want to remind people of people who have not. This is just a synopsis of Ben Simmons as a player. Simmons' lack of competitiveness is crucial. Simmons' lack of competitiveness in crucial games has raised questions about his character. Those who know him best say he needs things to revolve around him on and off the court, and that he's often been closed-minded to coaching or instruction. And here we are. All the things from that synopsis are materializing right before our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy that he's always right, you're always wrong, which is a dangerous place to be. He's a guy who, in big games, shrinks. Like he's supposed to be the best player in college, and LSU doesn't make the NCAA tournament. Like, how is that? Like, how is that possible? And then he refuses to play. He doesn't play in the NIT tournament. So all of what I read there, you kind of see play out kind of right before our eyes. Now, I want to get into the second part of this because Shaq does last night.
Yep.
Does a complete about face roundabout,
and
I want us to unpack that next because I want to get into the components of Ben's mental state.
Yeah, so this is on the NBA on TNT last night, on Thursday night.
He sent me a text. I showed you guys a text, but I'm not going to talk about, out of respect for him, what was in the DM. But, he's going to do some things right now, so I'm going to back off. As an LSU brother, I'm going to back off. But I wish him well. I wish he, makes the best decision for him. But, because both went to LSU, we both in the NBA, we talk smack, we do that, we argue. Like when I say something, you have permission to come back. Because with me, it ain't personal. If I say something just how I feel at the time, you don't like it, holla at me. He hollered. I, showed you guys what he said, and then, he told me something today, and I have to be sensitive to what he said. I'm not going to discuss what he said, but, as a leader in this thing of ours, and as a brother, we did go to to the same school, not at the same time, but I'm gonna respect him. He's going through some things, so I'm gonna just back off. We criticize them because we got criticized, and for the great ones step up to criticism.
Do you get any feeling from your exchanges with him that he's anywhere close to playing basketball?
I don't know, but I'm not gonna mention anymore. I'm not gonna say what I feel. That's just how I felt at the time because, I've seen the greatest ones get criticized. I got criticized. Like I had to come home and watch you guys say painful things about me. But once I looked at it, my father told me one time, rest in peace, Sarge. He said, there's truth in criticism most of the time from respectable people. So you got Charles, one of the greatest players ever. You got Kenny, who smacked me in the finals. And you've been my guy since 1989. So like when y'all used to criticize me, it used to hurt, but it used to hurt early when you used to say, Hacker Shaq, boing, but I wasn't making free throws. So like I can't come back at Ernie or, be mad. So, but again, out of respect for him and his family, I'm gonna just back off.
Couple things I wanna pinpoint on. Number one, listen to the verbiage. He sent me a text. So a couple days ago was a DM. So there's obviously multiple exchanges happening. And maybe Ben cooled down and then decided to revisit it through a text message and sent them something completely different. I thought that was an interesting part of the conversation that because Shaq said a couple days ago he didn't have his phone number.
And then he didn't need to give him his phone number because there was nothing to talk about.
Right. So that, and then you hear Shaq say also, I'm going to back off. He said some things. He said he's going some things with him and his family, which I thought was interesting. And then you hear Shaq's energy is completely different. Like he's completely backpedaling on everything. And the only thing I can think of is, we brought this up on the show before with everything that happened with Liv back last year. And if you guys don't know the story, it's out there.
Google it.
Yeah, it's out there. It'll pop up in 5 seconds. He also and people forget that during that time, he also was talking about he talked about it at the press conference. People were asking about his poor play after the All-Star break, and he basically said, "Listen, I'm going through things. I got some things going on in my family," and I immediately went to that and was like, "That's probably what he's talking about." So I do believe there's something going on with him. Is he handling it the right way? Absolutely not. But I do believe there is truth to this, that there is something going on with him. But at the end of the day, I still think this is an off-season problem, and the Sixers shouldn't be focused on this right now. They can deal with this in the summertime. If he decides, if he's going, I just have a funny feeling that this man is going to suit up for this team this year. I just have a funny feeling. After listening to Shaq in that second part, after the Ramona Shelburne article, the way that article ended, I just have a funny feeling that he's waiting till after the deadline, till he knows for sure he can't be traded, and he's going to suit up for this team again.
It's going to be something to behold.
Because I don't know about you. I don't want Bradley Beal at this point. I don't want him right now. I don't think it's a good deal.
I do.
I don't like. I would rather hold out for the summer for Harden and get Beal right now.
Well, I would rather do that as well.
Because remember, Beal right now is out with a wrist injury with no timetable for a return. We have no idea when he's coming back.
Yeah, I hear everything you're saying. I still like.
And Beal also too. You go through his games played. He's missed significant time in previous years. I can't have two superstars that may be people that I can't really depend on.
Oh, should we do an epic plot twist here, real quick?
Sure, let's do it.
What if you trade? What if you trade for Beal and you still sign Harden in the offseason?
In. I'm in there. In.
There you get both.
Yes, I'm in. That's fine. We get both in. I mean, I don't know. I just, and also too, I don't like making like how. I mean, I haven't done, we can do the research, maybe talk about the next week sometime. But like, how many times have you traded and gotten a big superstar and it worked out after the trade deadline? Like
probably more often than not, it fails.
Yeah, you're asking for this guy to come in in February. You got 2 months to really get him acclimated with his teammates. Like no training camp, no off season, and you're asking him to have it together to play and for a playoff run. I don't like that. I think it's janky, and I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's the move. So that's why I'd rather wait till after. So I think there's a shot.
One thing that's worrisome about Beal though is he doesn't have years left. He never signed his extension.
Right.
So, both guys are expiring contracts. Beal and Harden, I'm talking about. They're the two I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
What if you can lock them both up? Epic, go get both.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. When you tell me I can get both of those guys, I'm totally here for it. And I don't, because right now to me, Maxi's untouchable. We're not trading him. That's not happening. It's not having a discussion at this point. I'm so glad. One of the reasons why I'm glad Ben sat out, we got to see how good Maxey can be, and because I think it would have been a huge mistake to trade him with Simmons in the package. I think the Sixers have resigned now. They're not doing that. I would much rather. I want to keep Thibault, but Thibault's not. I would negotiate with Thibault, but I would rather keep him also, and keep this young core together. But man, I'm telling you, I have a funny feeling that we're going to see Ben Simmons this year. So
I had an interesting trade proposition yesterday. It was Ben and Seth Curry for Beal. Get away from Maxey, move Seth instead.
Man, I mean, I love Seth Curry, but I probably have to do it.
Oh, I would do that in a heartbeat. I would drive him to the airport.
I have to do it because then
I would feel bad and I would tell him how much I'm going to miss him while I'm driving him to the airport, but I would still drive him to the airport.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that doesn't. I feel like, I don't know, but I mean, I hope that doesn't have to happen. I really like Seth Curry. I think he's a valuable piece to what they do. I know right now there's an easy conversation after he's not playing well, but let's not forget he's coming back from an injury. He'll be fine. He's and when he's right, I don't think Joel Embiid is going to like that because Joel Embiid looks at his relationship with him. He's trying to build it to like how you had with JJ, and like he was really upset when they let go of JJ.
Why can't you build that rapport with Beal?
Yeah, but Beal's a different type of player than that's a different type of offense they're going to run. Seth is a skill set that is a much more conducive to way Embiid on those dribble handoffs, that kind of thing. You're not going to play like a Beal. Bill's going to be more of a ball screen type of guy. And Beal can get his own offense too a lot easier. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm conflicted. I'll be honest. Maybe I'm an idiot. Call me an idiot, whatever. I'm conflicted when it comes to Bradley Beal. I don't know about him. I don't know that he's the answer. When I look at the future of this team, I don't see Bradley Beal. I think he's one of the, I worry that he's a guy that put up really good numbers on really bad teams for a lot of years, and he's going to come here, get into the spotlight, and you're not going to get that same production. I worry about that with him.
I don't
worry.
I'm worried about that at all.
I worry. But, well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I got nothing left. At Marques Between everywhere.
I got one other thing for you.
Okay.
Well, I got two things real quick.
All right.
My first is a question for you.
All right.
What are you going to do with no football this weekend?
I've already thought about that. I said everyone was downstairs. I looked at everyone. I was like, God, there's no football on Sunday. I have to talk to you guys on Sunday.
No.
I have to talk to you people.
I know. What are you going to do? Well, this could be a good Sunday for you to go get that beef and make them burgers.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. I mean, it's always so tough. Those first couple Sundays with no football,
they're rough.
Always tough. It's always tough.
Secondly, I wanted to unveil your gift to you. I showed it to you pre-show, but
yeah.
I acquired these for you.
Mm.
So next time I see you, I have the French toast Girl Scout cookies.
Excited to bust those out?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's one of those things that, like, I'm worried that if I give that to you while your family's not around, they won't get a chance to try it.
No, they won't. They'll be confiscated. They'll be put in a special drawer, lock and key.
Well, that's all I got.
All right. At Marks Between everywhere.
At Justin Emery Show on the Bluebird app.
Brad Emery Pod everywhere. BradEmeryShow.com for the merch. 10% off the code Bremy Beef Jerky Outlet Langhorne.
Use promo code Bremy10 for 10% off your first in-app order at District Taco.
And until next time, you can be with us, you can be against us, but you're never going to stop us. Late.